Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matthew back. Once again, we are continuing on with the WWE Monsters review videos. So, as we know, in the first video, first couple videos, we took a look at the 2016 and 2017 Mutants and Monsters action figures from Mattel. We are continuing that phase, transitioning over to the three different series of the Mattel Zombies. So, Zombies in the three different releases 2016, 17, and 18. I understand during the height of the affection for zombies why they kind of created this sort of brand of action figures. But me personally, I kind of feel like this would have been best suited being released sometime around 2014, maybe 2015 at the latest. Why? So we all know when Walking Dead aired in 2010, and later on you had movies like Warm Bodies in 2013. So zombies weren't just like these massive killers, but they were starting to be romanticized as well. In 2008 you had Twilight for vampires and werewolves, and 2009's Vampire Diaries, and just during that phase, you start having all this massive amount of vampire movies coming out because, again, people were enjoying the romanticizing of vampires. And when 2010's Walking Dead aired, from that time period, you start having a crazy amount of zombie movies and TV shows airing at that time. So it was really becoming a phase where people were really, really getting back into zombies and Walking Dead. So 2016, when they first came out with the first series, I don't know, what was that, season 6 or so of The Walking Dead, I would say probably a couple years prior would have been the high point of the series. By the time 2016 aired, you had season 6, the last really good season of that show. By 2017, or by the time the 7th season aired, most people were either getting tired of zombies or that particular show, which meant that genre alone was really starting to fade out. So the zombies made by Mattel, they did a really great job. Problem is, when you look at a lot of these figures, some of them make really solid zombies, but a lot of them, when you look at them, they look more like they were equipped for 2017's monster release with the mummies and Dracula, werewolf, and all that. So they aren't all perfect zombie replicas. But, again, when we look at each one of them, we'll show what we have, and you can see the difference between what I feel like might be the best, best version of the zombie character. Again, when we look at these figures, we're going to look at them in order as how they are, shown on the back. So the first one we're going to look at is John Cena. Now, none of these figures do I have loose, so all of them are going to be carded. Again, I think it wasn't too hard to make them out. Going back and rewatching the first two videos, so this should be pretty solid. So John Cena, obviously, one of your biggest superstars in WWE history, so it makes sense that he is going to get the first release of this particular line. And this is, it's kind of cartoonish, but it is a solid zombie figure, I think. Looks pretty awesome. And just like the first couple of videos, there's 8 figures, I believe, here, and I don't really see this being more than 15-20 minutes for the sake of no backstories or anything. We're just, again, rehashing the actual figures. So I will continue to read off the back of the card, let you guys know what it says. John Cena zombified. You can't see me. How about you can't see my hand? John Cena's signature wave looks a lot different with a completely rotted limb. John Cena. Next up, so the first 3 characters you're going to see in this line are pretty much legends in WWF history, and we're going to continue on with The Rock. Does The Rock make a pretty good zombie? I don't know. I look at it and it has zombie-esque features, but I don't know if I necessarily feel like this is a solid zombie character. To me, it just kind of looks like I forget the actor's name, but the guy from The Mummy. You know, he played the Mummy himself before he, transitioned into human form, and or he could be like I don't know, some kind of monster, or maybe a djinn or something, genie type. Either way, it's a good looking figure, and I like the little cartoon caricatures on the back. That's pretty awesome. So for The Rock, it says usually known as the People's Champ. The Rock, with his barely visible eyebrow and hunger for flesh, can now be called the People's Chomp. I like that. That's clever. The Rock. Number 3, another legend, one of the all-time greats, is Hunter Hearst Helmsley. So, Triple H, it says, from his throne of bones, Triple H rules over the hordes of the undead as the Skull King, a name fully embodied by his new rotted form, excuse me. I don't know. This looks more like a He-Man villain or something than it does like an actual zombie. I think the crown really takes away from the actual caricature, or Game of Thrones, the what are they called, White Walkers. If they made him pale skinned, whatever, instead of green, yeah, that would have been like a perfect example. It looks super cool. It does. There's no doubt. But let's be honest. If I were 8 years old and I were given these for play, would I ever actually use these? I don't know. I don't know how I could possibly think about creating a wrestling federation where I can include zombies. I really do believe that these collections, between the zombies and your monsters and your mutant figures, I don't know if there's any others. I think that's it. But if there are any more, please let me know, because I will definitely be interested in buying them up. But these, I think, are strictly being released for adult collectors. You're not going to release these for play for kids, because to me, yeah, they got playable features and everything, but you guys already know how I feel about removable hands and removable heads and these movable joints in the wrist and shoulders and elbows and everything. No, I don't like that. One of the coolest figures in this line includes The Undertaker. But once again, he may make an adequate zombie character, but then you throw these, I don't know what these purple things are supposed to be. That's supposed to be like lightning or something. So that kind of, again, that detracts away from what they're trying to do. And he's back to looking like a vampire bat, just like your 2017 monsters. So it says the dead man is the reaper of souls, the immortal outlaw who commands the legions of zombies into their eternal battle. It just could be like another White Walker type of deal here. I don't know. A solid figure aesthetically. These figures would really look awesome loose. And will I at one point in my life get them on as loose figures? It's possible. I said one of the hardest things I ever did was buying up all the Mattel retros on card, and then afterwards trying to go back and purchase them loose. Because eventually I'm going to do Mattel retros, right? And I want to be able to show off the loose figures along with the carded figures. And it's one thing if you buy a figure on card for like $50, and then you turn around today and you try to buy that same figure loose, and you're still paying $25, $35, $50 for a loose figure, sometimes even more. It's like, how does this figure sell for $65 loose when I bought it on card for $50, etc. So I'm having a lot of trouble completing that collection loose. Even though I got probably north of 30 figures loose now, but if I'm able to purchase these guys, if I'm probably gonna wait till I find a bundle. If I ever find like a bundle for like $100 or something, I'll buy them up loose. I think they deserve to be properly displayed. But Undertaker's dead, man. I don't know. I think the bloody arms and hands are really the highlight piece. I mean, like I said, the face looks pretty solid, but I mean, blood and gore. I mean, that's why the legends of professional wrestling are like so awesome. And all they do is throw a little bit of droplets of blood on the figure, and it makes it so much better. Next one. Because this one is so big, heavy, and bulky, it's probably going to be my favorite. You know, no doubt. I love the bulky figures. To me, the weight, as I've said before, weight adds value. So that's why figures like King Kong Bundy from LJN, or Kamala from LJN, Big John Studd from LJN, Yokozuna from Hasbro, etc. Figures that are big and heavy, you kind of feel the value in your hand, right? And I feel the same way about this Bray Wyatt action figure. So it says Bray Wyatt zombified. This sinister superstar isn't just the eater of worlds. From the looks of it, he eats plenty of brains as well. This one I think is a pretty solid, like, hillbilly looking zombie guy. You know, you see like the little bone protruding through the leg and everything. I mean, this one's pretty dark and pretty solid. I like this one a lot. It's a good looking figure. I mean, the back, it just looks like a normal guy, essentially. You know, it doesn't even look like he's transitioning to the undead or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I look at this figure and I don't really think zombie. Like, I look at this and I just think, hey, here's a guy who's been like in a terrible, motorcycle accident or something. Yeah, you could say green body, but I don't know. You could probably overlook that, right? But Bray Wyatt, pretty solid action figure. We're at about 12 minutes, so yeah, like I said, this is probably going to hover around 15 minutes or so. I don't think we're going to take super long. Now, this is a real zombie. This one is really, really awesome, and it's Dean Ambrose. It says, as a zombie, Ambrose is even more unstable, more unstable than ever before. This completely unhinged corpse can't keep his body parts from falling off. How the heck do I say unstable? That still got me. So, you kind of see where it has like a little removable hand right here. I'm pretty sure that bone where the arm or the hand is kind of dangling from the bone off the arm. I'm pretty sure if you open this up, you could probably take that off. Like, it doesn't give you like any kind of like action feature like Hasbro does, for example, or anything like that. So, what's a good example? How about the Tales from the Crypt Keeper action figures? When you actually open them up and you got like the zombie figure that has removable joints and stuff. So I think that's kind of like the same deal that they're working with here. Alright, so Dean Ambrose. Again, pretty solid face. To me, one of the best so far we've looked at. With the rotted corpse, arms falling off, bleeding, everything. That's overall a great looking figure. I think they could have done more with the pants to make it look more, I don't know, like someone who's been buried alive type of deal or whatnot. They did a great job with the arms and the face and whatnot, but I don't know. I would have liked to see more damage to the pants. Kind of like, Bray Wyatt, how he has a bone protruding or something. Something like that would have been great. Next up. It's such a simple figure, but it's actually one of my favorites. She kind of reminds me of Lorna or something, It is Paige. So, Paige, it says, in life, Paige's alabaster skin helped her stand out from the rest of the divas. As a zombie, she looks right at home among the undead masses. Alabaster, that is an awesome word. I always thought that alabaster meant like, what do they call it, patina or something? Like really old copper or something like that. But anyways, like I said, good looking figure. This one to me, she actually kind of looks zombified a little bit with the pale skin and with the bruising and blood streaks from the legs. Solid. Her face and everything, I mean, it could be better as far as looking dead. I mean, again, here's like another character, probably just cut into like a car accident or something, but either way, I like the skin of the figure, so that really makes it pop for me. And it's just, overall good look. Out of 8 figures, this is probably like my number 3 favorite, I would say. Paige. Last one we're looking at. And I don't even see any real issues with this figure. I mean, maybe that's like, I don't know. But Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns says, used to be driven by a hunger for justice and victory. Now, as a zombie, there's only one thing that can satisfy Roman: brains. I like that. Yeah. I mean, to me, this doesn't really look like a zombie. You change the skin tone. To me, that doesn't really make someone look undead. Not really. I mean, it could be just a wrestler who's in a costume or has a paint job on, right? But I think what they're doing here, around the shoulder and around the arms, like his arm has just spoiled or something. But that's Roman Reigns' figure, and as you can see, a lot of these cards, they're not exactly perfect and whatnot. They got little creases through the edges, which sucks. So among the 3 collections, the zombies, the mutants, and the monsters, I think the mutants might be the most inexpensive figures, followed by zombies. They're, I'm pretty sure when they came out, they probably cost like $5, 10, 20, somewhere in that neighborhood. Nowadays, they're 20, 25, 30, 50. Some characters probably go closer to 100, especially if you're looking for someone like Kane or something. But that is Series 1 of Zombies, and Series 2 and 3 I'm going to make right now, or at least try to. So at 20 minutes of video, essentially, we're looking at about an hour to get everything done. That should be fine. So I am going to, today is August 22nd, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday the 22nd. So I am going to post this first video today, and then the other 2 videos will be ready to be posted in back-to-back days as well. Alright. That's all for now, guys. And pretty much doing the same thing in the second and third video. Looking at the figures, we're going to talk about it a little bit, but pretty easy videos for the most part. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.